What's up, everybody? Welcome out to White Boy Lockdown Radio. It's Big Matt. We're back with another one. If you're new to the channel, it's your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. The link is in the description. Make sure you guys check out the merch. Everything's in the description. And let's get some members up, guys. Join the members, man. Like, comment, and share. For this one, man, it's pretty self-explanatory, man. Being in prison for the whole Zimmerman verdict was, a flip-floppity thing. And what I mean by that is, at the time that I was in prison, my second time in, doing this bid right here, there was, in this particular dorm, there's a lot of tension, and I really don't want to touch too much on. Before the verdict came in, we had kind of like a little of a riot in the dorm. Okay, this is the same place where I was in there with Viking. Viking was in a whole different dorm, but in this particular dorm, this little race thing popped off. I did have JD and I did have Raven in that dorm with me. So I'm gonna hold off on telling that whole story because I kind of want to do a little three-way thing on Zoom or Skype, however I can do it, and we'll get into that. So this is post that. So I'm in this dorm, and a lot of my stories that I've already told on the channel have already happened. Okay. Now I was keeping up with the whole Zimmerman thing, and in the county, you could only get access to what you're fed. You know what I mean? And despite what your view is on the media, and for me, straight up personally, this is when I believe in the news. So I'm watching what's going on, and I left the county. I had to go take that bus, go to reception, go through the whole process, go to my main camp, and at some time, later, we're in this period of time where everybody's hawking the TV. Leading up to this, I've said it before, I even made a video about it, the TV room. It wasn't a thing for me, man. I did not like the TV room. I lost the taste of football when I was in prison. I couldn't be around all the analysts, people literally will sit there and tell you how many stats the quarterback has, how many sacks the defensive guy has, how many touchdowns the running back has, but they'll memorize all the stats, but they can't take their dumb ass down to the library and file a motion or bring their case back on appeal. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's analyzed, everybody knows what's going on. So I lost the taste. I never went in the TV room. I rarely went in there. Okay, you see what I'm saying? And I tried to avoid it. I tried to get my mind right, get my health right. I tried to do everything positive in prison. So, with this situation, it was hard to avoid it. Everyone's talking about it, I remember the verdict came down, what was aired right before dinner chow. And you couldn't even, when you walked in the TV room in an open bay dorm, you walk over there, the water fountain's there, there's a line of benches, and there's a TV. They had people sitting down on all the benches, and everybody was standing up in there. And while I'm bringing this up, you have a TV room here, and directly behind it, you have the officer station. And there's a wall, and on the other dorm, it's the same concept, okay? So they have, there's a wall splitting it, and on the other side of the wall is their TV room connected to the officer station, and their dorm is back that way, or this way, all right? Just so you can get the picture. That place is so crowded. That place is so filled. It's eerie silence. It's awkward. You know what I mean? People are waiting on this verdict, and you have time in prison. They have a clock in there. People have wristwatches. I'll get to that in 1 second. And but you just know when it's time for lunch, when it's time for dinner. You know what I mean? You usually sleep through breakfast, but most people started to head towards the door to be in the forward process of going to chow. All right, But, you know, I was already on point about this situation. You know, if I wasn't following it, then somebody would bring it to my attention. But I know, in fact, me and JD were following it heavy. Raven, he's a little younger. You know, he did not understand the whole aspect of the case, whatever. He's just down for whatever. Respect Raven. Shout out to Raven. But, you know, you had to have people that are on top of it. And if it wasn't us three, you know, I remember talking to Viking about this on the yard, and a whole bunch of other honkies, man, out there. You know, we'll get them on the channel when they get out. But, you know, we squatted up out there in the yard, and we're talking about it, you know what I mean? And you could feel the tension kind of on this day, but understand that there was a little bit of a riot in this dorm that all three of us were directly involved in, even Viking to an extent, but I'm going to hold off on this story. But just so you guys get the picture. Anyhow, you know, the verdict comes in, and, you know, all you hear is crack of this, crack of that, crack of that, crack of, oh, what's that, crack of that, crack, you know, but they're just snapping, okay? Well, I'm by chow, you know what I mean? And we had squatted up, and I'm directly with my bros, you know. And I say JD and I say Raven a lot, but understand that there's other dudes in the dorm, you know, that we didn't really, you know, they weren't really in our circle, but, you know, leading up to this, we had discussed, because we had already, you know, awaited for it to pop off, you know what I mean? In this dorm, I had a shank, man, and I had it in my bedpost. You know what I mean? I had it. If anyone's ever been, anyone's ever been in these bunk beds, you know what I mean? You can put things at anywhere. You know, I have one in the bunk. You know what I mean? And it was mine, and a couple other dudes that I just mentioned were strapped up too. But man, trust and believe, it was on me. You know what I mean? Because, you know, this kind of big thing, you know, race, a lot of tension, man. You know, there's always tension in the chain gang. There's always, on any day. But on this particular thing right here, you know, we were expecting it to come. You see what I'm saying? So we're strapped up, and the verdict comes, people are selling out, but on the inside, man, it was more or less, I hate for the police on that thing. What I mean by that is, they took it out more or less on the police, you know? We're walking the chow, and when you walk the chow, you're going with your dorm, but you're gonna see all other dorms, because you're going to one place. You know, people are leaving the chow hall, you're going, another dorm gets released, they're behind you, and you can just hear it in the air, this and that. But, you know, right now it's high alert, you know what I mean? So we're lined up together, we're with each other, and, you know, it was more so directed at the police. And, you know, hey, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it just kind of goes to show you, man, you know, Zimmerman was never our police. You know what I mean? He was a damn security guard, if anyone really follows the case. But it was directed at the police. You know, a few people went to confinement behind it, not for bucking on them, not for doing nothing violent, but just more or less selling them out, you know what I mean, trying to make a statement, you know what I mean? But, you know, it was one racial situation that I for sure thought something was going to pop off and we would have to go to war behind. But it didn't happen. Now, I say this for a few reasons, okay? It very well may have happened. It did not happen in this instance because, like I said in the beginning of the video, prior to this time period, the whole Zimmerman verdict, we had already went through some racial tension, okay? A whole bunch of us went through it. It was straight up white on black. And the reason that I haven't told the video yet is it's not for me to tell y'all, it's for us to tell y'all. Literally, Viking, JD, Raven, and many more. You know, I try to throw surprises on here. Yes, there's going to be more people on the interview section, but there was a big thing that popped off. Literally, it was white versus black in the dorm that we were in. Okay, now another reason that happened before this happened. But another reason is, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. There's money involved in things. So sure, yeah, Zimmerman, you know, he's found not guilty. The whole Trayvon Martin, all this stuff that you may see on YouTube, the news, whatever. If you go back some years, if you think about what's going on in prison, I'm literally telling you what happened. So that we had a little rice thing. It had nothing to do with this situation, but it still happened. There was straight up white black in there. Okay, the video's coming. But another aspect of it is there's money tied up in things. Okay, the whole hustling series that I did. There's going to be more videos on that section. You have to understand. Everybody's behind the wall. Take race out of it for a second. Everybody's behind the wall. Okay. If you're behind the wall, you're messed up. You know, you're stuck. You're dead in a sense. Okay? You know, you can't just go make money like you want to. You know, you have to get it how you live. You have to get it up the yard, however you, any way you word it. So there's things going on with all races with money. You know what I mean? Send this here, send this to her, drop this there. You know, green dot this. Whatever's going on, it's a mix of things. You know, and in this instance, I had a couple things going on, and a few other people had things going on, but on this particular thing, I had wired somebody some cash, and for one item that I still have to this day. Okay, I never talked about this in the section of Hustling series, but in Florida, G-Shocks are where it's at, man. It's a big commodity thing in there. You can buy a watch off the canteen. It's a Bobo $5 watch. I think it's like $5.99. You got to go to property. They give you a slip. Once you get that slip, it's showing that you can literally own a watch. So what people do is they go buy the Bobo one for $5.99. They sell it. You know, just give me 3 honey buns and a soup for this. Bam, it's cheaper than going to get it. And when there are people come to see them on visitation, bam, they slide on my G-Shock. This is literally my G-Shock from prison. I know it's a little dark in here, but it's my G-Shock from prison. It's the one that I got. It's literally the one that I had. I literally had a play going for this, man. These things are money. You know what I mean? You know, this is probably like $75 if you go to Walmart. $75 for this G-Shock. Somebody can wear it on them, come see you, and when you're talking to them, whatever, slide it to you, you put it on. When you go back to the dorm, now, bam, you have a slip for the Bobo one you get at canteen. So I had a play for this going on with one of the dudes that was right in front of the TV watching the Zimmerman thing, okay? Nowadays, I got a citizen, you know? Hey, I'm out, I'm doing better things, but I'll never forget where I came from, okay? And I'll always keep this, but that's just one thing that was going on. You know, I had a play for the watch, okay? I didn't have a lot of people come and seeing me, okay? I had one slider that would come here and there, and my people would come. They only came, you know, a few times at the whole bit, but so for me, what I was doing in there, I was hustling, I was doing things. I got with people to where I could make money in there. I just copped one. You see what I'm saying? But it wasn't just about me. It was about they're in a situation. There's other plays, man. There's people that are green dotting, cash app, or whatever have you, for dope, for this, for that. So when you're behind the wall, you're messed up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I bring this up because it's a good time to drop this story, man. Because what's going on in the world today, man? You have a lot of misconceptions of things, man. You got groups of people that are saying that they're for some people, but they're really not. You know, they're behind a Marxist movement and this and that. You know what I mean? And it's the same concept, man. You know, you have people that they're not behind the wall. You have people that aren't watching that screen looking for a verdict, you know? And you have some people that are out there that, you know, see a movement coming and they go all the way behind and they're down for that, but you know, that's supposed to be their struggle and everything else, their oppression, but you see this movement and how it gets exposed, and you see him back up off of it. You see what I'm saying? Now, back in the chain gang when this happened, you know, I'm ready for war, literally strapped up. This is a big thing, you know what I'm saying? It's a big racial thing. But it was other things coming into play, you know what I'm saying? We were just on defense mode, have you? You know what I'm saying? I don't know Zimmerman. He's from Florida, but I don't know him. Nobody that I was with in the inside knows him. You know what I'm saying? He's not what we're about. Fuck him. See what I'm saying? Now it's the same way with this movement. Okay? Just think about what I'm saying. I'm telling you a real story right now. But apply it to what's going on right now. People see that, man. They see, okay, this is for us, this is our movement, and then I don't have to tell you guys, you see it on YouTube, you see the same people being like, man, that's not our movement, that's not what we're about. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing to do with them. You see what I'm saying? It is a good time for me to tell you this, but man, I do want to drop that riot story, man. It's coming. I got a lot of videos coming, guys. I literally have a notebook. When I drive the truck, when I'm going on I-95, from county to county, you know, sometimes I go all the way almost to Georgia, and I gotta come back south. Literally, man, I write my thoughts down. I literally have a binder of thoughts. This channel ain't going nowhere, man. You know what I mean? And on that note, make sure y'all like it, share it, comment, join it. I appreciate each and every one of you, man. It's White Boy Strong. Y'all stay out, stay safe, and stay solid. Never forget where you came from. It's Big Matt, I'm out.